So how do you create a land trust? How do you purchase and own real estate using land trusts? There are three ways you can set up land trust. Number one, you can set it up with yourself as the trustee. Number two, you can set it up with another person as the trustee. Or third, you can set it up with a company, such as a Wyoming LLC, and have it serve as the trustee. Now, we like the third way because it gives you the maximum privacy, which is the reason most people use land trusts anyway, right? That way, if someone was looking at the property title, they wouldn't see your name in the public records. And that's the whole idea, to keep your name off of the title. Now keep in mind, the trust itself isn't recorded in the public records. The deed changing the ownership to the trust/trustee is what's recorded. So you keep the trust showing yourself or your company as the beneficiary in your filing cabinet at home or in a safe deposit box somewhere, so nobody but you or whoever you tell knows you are the beneficiary of the trust. Hi, I'm the business guy, and today we're talking about how to buy and transfer properties that you already own into land trusts. I've been in the asset protection field since 1991, that's over 30 years, and our company started in 1906. We have full-time licensed attorneys on staff. I believe we currently have over 65,000 clients in our database, and we are the leading asset protection firm in the country. So feel free to give us a call right now for a free consultation. And while you're at it, please use your mouse or your thumb and hit the like button below. It's a big help so YouTube promotes this video. Thanks a bunch. And plus for yourself, if you want to, you can click the subscribe button so that when more videos come out like this, you'll get notified. Now, we have attorneys on staff who used to take cases on a contingent fee. As you know, that means they only get paid if they hunt you down and take it out of your hide. That is, they only get paid when they rip money out of your bank account or seize your property and auction it off. Now they're on the good side. The attorneys here wear the white hats and are here to protect you from the bad guys. But guess what the first thing the contingent fee lawyers do before they decide whether or not they want to take a case and sue you? They look in the public records and see what you have. If they see a bunch of real estate, a bunch of cars, more likely than not, you're going to see a big, ugly process server show up at your doorstep handing you legal papers. When you put all of your assets into separate trusts, land trust for your real estate, title holding trust for your cars, guess what? Hey, the contingent fee lawyers are in it for the money, right? They're not going to take the case if they can't find any assets. So when you have a big hairy attorney coming after you with blood in his eyes, who sees you as his next meal, privacy is your good buddy. So of the choices, you are using land trust for privacy, you don't want to be the trustee yourself. Okay, now option number two. What about using somebody else as the trustee? Well, this can be a problem when buying property. That other person, or nominee as we call them, would have to sign off on the purchase documents. Then if you found a lender who would lend when you have property in a land trust, and that would be a rare lender, that person would have to sign the loan documents. In the real world, not many people I know are going to sign on your loan documents. You would probably feel real squeamish signing on somebody else's loan documents, wouldn't you? Even if it was only as a trustee of somebody's land trust. That's just reality. Now, as you may know, with our land trust, the beneficiary really pulls the strings. That is, you really have the control. So you would think the beneficiary would do all the signing, but that's not how it happens legally. Legally, the trustee signs. I've personally set up more land trusts than just about anybody in the world. I mean, we're talking about literally thousands of trusts for clients over the past 30 years. The banks, the real estate agents, the title companies, they don't generally read the trust word for word. They just assume that it's a living trust, so they're going to insist the trustee signs everything. To review, you could be the trustee, you could have a nominee as the trustee, or number three, you could call us and have us set up a company such as a Wyoming LLC to serve as trustee. If you had a nominee as trustee, what happens when you ask your buddy to sign off on all the purchase documents? What happens when everybody's sitting around the table with the notary public and they slide this big pile of closing documents, the loan documents, in front of your good buddy? You'd better hope he's wearing his brown pants. He's going to feel ice water in his veins and he's not going to want to sign them. He's going to have all this fear of personal liability. I know, I've seen it over and over again. When a client insists on having a friend or family member as trustee, pretty soon they call us and do what we suggested in the first place. That is, the third option. Option number 3 is having us set up a Wyoming LLC to serve as trustee. That way, as LLC manager, you can sign all the documents. Your name doesn't go in the public records because you have our Wyoming office program and nominee privacy service for your LLC. You own and control the company 100%. So you're in the driver's seat, but no outside prying eyes can easily see that it's really you pulling all the strings. Now, when I was younger, I used to want everybody to see that I was doing well. I used to want to be rich and famous. Now I don't want to be famous anymore when it comes to what I own, to my assets. I don't want a contingent fee lawyer sniffing around my doorstep. So with option number 3, you, as manager of the LLC, do all the signing. It gives you control without blowing your privacy. And that gives you control without freaking out a friend or relative as they slide the real estate documents across the table. Because it's you signing, right? And the purchase documents aren't recorded in the public records, right? Only the deed is recorded. Now, most land trusts we set up are for people who aren't purchasing property, right? They're really for people who already own properties in their own names who, like me, don't think that's such a good idea anymore. And it still freaks out friends and family members who think they're going to have all this liability by having properties in their own names as trustee of these trusts. So call us to set up the land trust for each property and have us set up a Wyoming LLC as trustee. Now, one LLC in Wyoming can serve as trustee for many trusts. Okay, so the title of the property is held like this: 123 Main Street Trust, comma, Real Property Holdings LLC, a Wyoming limited liability company, comma, trustee, dated June 21st, 20XX, or whatever the year is. So that sentence says a lot, right? So we recommend you name the trust, the address of the property. I mean, anybody can drive by and see the address, so the address is not some big secret. So then it's just always plain and obvious to you which trust owns which property. Now on the deed, the quitclaim deed, the grant deed, the warranty deed, or whatever type of deed you use to transfer the property into the trust, that's what's recorded in the public records. I like to name the trust name first, then name the trustee next. I do this because some county recorder's offices only have enough space for the trust name when they display it online sometimes. Then the name of the company trustee doesn't show up, which gives you even more privacy. Somebody actually has to drive down to the county recorder's office and pull up the records, or order one, or download it online, and that's more work for somebody who wants to dig up information on whether or not they want to sue you. So the bottom line is, that's not you lying out there in the public records as trustee. That's not some other person who would blabber all over town that it's really you who owns the property, or who gets freaked out when it comes to signing things or being untitled. Then you're able to take control of the transactions by yourself by signing as the manager of the LLC. So in conclusion, if you want to put all of your properties into separate land trusts so you have privacy from the bloodthirsty lawyers, you have 3 common choices. Number 1, be the trustee yourself, and as we showed, that's a bad idea for privacy. Number 2, have some other person stand in as trustee, which causes a lot of other problems, such as squeamish people and loss of control for you and having to depend on somebody else. Or third, set up a Wyoming LLC with a Wyoming virtual office and nominee privacy. Make the LLC the trustee of your land trust and put yourself in the driver's seat. So that's how to buy property and transfer property you already own into a land trust. This is the Business Guy.